when there's something strange
in the neighborhood.
Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
We're ready to believe you. So, we just got back from seeing Ghostbusters Afterlife.
And last night, we watched the original Ghostbusters on 4K, and it was great to visit it. I saw that in the movies in 1984 when it first opened, and we were blown away.
Came out before I was born.
That's right. And I don't think ever before had anybody combined so well the elements of comedy and horror sci-fi the way they did. And that's why it was just a massive
mashup of genres, because it scared me as a kid. Like that scene in the library when it's like, okay, shh, okay, get her!
There was so much great stuff in there. You know, Dan Aykroyd, who wrote the original Ghostbusters, actually wrote it as a space movie. Everything was supposed to take place in space. Yeah. Now the script they wound up with was unrecognizable from what Dan Aykroyd originally wrote. I think about the only thing that was left was maybe the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He teamed up with Harold Ramis and other screenwriters. The director, Ivan Reitman.
We can mention some of the actors that were in, like Sigourney Weaver, coming off of Alien, right? That was
yeah, she was in Alien first.
And this is where Bill Murray, of course, got his big movie.
Yeah, that was amazing. Now, he had been in movies, of course, before Meatballs and things like that, but this was just superstardom for the rest of
I mean, when you think of Bill Murray, first thing you're probably going to think of, Ghostbusters.
That's right. That's right. You know, just a little tidbit. The original screenplay for Ghostbusters called for Bill Murray to say something like, "Let's cook this one like toast, or let's make her toast." He just said, "She's toast," and ever since then, that expression, "he's toast," has been used. But it started with Bill Murray ad-libbing his way through the Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters invented that.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a lot of great stuff in the original. If you ever want to see a fantastic documentary on how that first movie was made, how it almost didn't get made, on Netflix, the movies that made us.
Yeah, so we watched that.
They cover Ghostbusters, and we don't have to go through that now, but you'll get all incredible insight into the making of that movie.
So it's definitely one of the most celebrated movies of all time. It's just one of the most iconic, important movies to come out.
Right.
And you can say that. And just real quick, what would you say as a writer, as a standpoint, what made it such a phenomenon?
Oh, well, as I mentioned before, the combining the comedy with the sci-fi horror aspect, and of course character development. I mean, any good movie has characters that you love, and we love these characters.
And I think I can make this point too, where like when it comes to your guys who are heroes, or guys who are hero of a movie or any kind of fiction, you can think of like these big, bulky, like good-looking guys save the day. And our hero were a bunch of awkward nerds.
That's right. And it has some of the greatest lines that I love so much, like
"He's like me."
That's a big Twinkie.
Take 12 for the Twinkie.
That's right. What about the Twinkie? I mean, stuff like that
was
spores. Just absolutely amazing. So anyway, on to Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
And first of all, I gotta say, just overall, if you're a big fan of the original Ghostbusters, if you loved Ghostbusters, there's no way you're not gonna love this movie.
Yeah, you will love this. I mean, like I said, there's plenty of callbacks. Maybe arguably a little overused with the callbacks, but whatever. But anyway, yeah, plenty of callbacks, plenty of Easter eggs. Like, it is a love letter just to Ghostbusters, period, this movie. And
now Ivan Reitman, who directed the original Ghostbusters, and I think his son directed this one, that's pretty amazing. He had made in, I think, 1975 a low budget, or really a no budget film for like $9,000 called Cannibal Girls. And there's a scene in Ghostbusters Afterlife where there's a movie theater. And on the marquee is Cannibal Girls. Now, if you didn't know that Ivan Reitman made a movie called Cannibal Girls,
there's your Easter egg.
This would be meaningless to you.
Yeah, it's a cool Easter egg. And it is his son. That's confirmed. That's literally his son who directed
wonderful.
This. And it shows that he knows that his son obviously knows his dad's work and knows Ghostbusters.
Yeah, there are plenty of Easter eggs, plenty of hat tips to the original. Early on, there's I won't tell you exactly where it is because you'll see it, but there's a wonderful hat tip to the scene in the library basement in the original Ghostbusters in Afterlife. But it is so good, and what it honors the late Harold Ramis in such a big way.
Yeah, so not to give any spoilers, okay, but let's just say it gives just a great emotional hat tip to Harold Ramis. Yeah, rest his soul. I definitely one of the legends in the industry. So I guess we'll talk about the. Oh, sorry. The story a little bit. Yeah, so we'll talk about the story without giving anything away. So, and everything we say, of course, and this is cue effect, spoiler free.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so this everything you know is from the trailers. Everything I'm about to say, as I see in the trailers, and it's been confirmed through videos. Like we know that the main characters, the main girl Phoebe, her brother, they're the grandchildren of
Egon Spengler.
Egon Spengler character, the one who the late Harold played, and it plays. And I gotta say, honestly, I thought for the most part it played out pretty well. How they fit that all in, and how they explain how basically the movie's happening, and how ghosts are coming back.
Absolutely, and you're following the kids. It reminds me a little bit of Stranger Things.
Stranger Things vibe, yeah.
And that it's around the world of these youngsters, and the youngsters are the focus and the real heroes of the story. But as everybody knows by now, you got original Ghostbusters in this film.
Yeah, and you saw from the trailers how what's the actor who plays Ant-Man? It's slipping in my mind. Paul Rudd is excellent. Like how he knows about the Ghostbusters, shown in the old videos.
Yeah, and he's a scientist also, and it is really fabulous how they don't overuse, and that's all I'm going to say, the original. And without spoiling, I'll say that throughout the film, I was sitting there hoping for a certain ending. I was hoping it would turn out this way, and I really didn't think the writers were going to give me the moment I was looking for, but they did.
You know what we're talking about. You just know. All right, it's been revealed that certain cast of actors and characters are going to appear.
Right.
Pretty blatantly clear. You heard from the trailer. We're closed.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And by the way,
a very Dan Aykroyd sounding voice.
Stay for 2 sets of after credits.
Definitely.
All right. There's the regular quick after credit, and then there's the very, very end after credits, similar to what you will see in a Marvel film. Stay for those. It's definitely worth it. And this has, and it's interesting too how great the special effects are in this. Of course, this day and age with CGI, you can do anything. And watching the original in 4K, there are quite a few wonky special effects.
And what you said, sorry, I wanted to say this part. What's interesting is that sure, limited technology at the time, but you mentioned it wasn't just that. You said they were rushed, and they could have made it look even better.
That's right. All the things that you see that look a little bit wonky in the original, at that point, 1984 technology, movie technology, practical effects, and some screen trickery, not CGI per se. They could have fixed everything, but they just didn't have the time.
Yeah, like watching it again, especially in 4K, the dogs, Zool, and seeing the dogs run around with the stop motion at distance looks, it's ugly. Especially seeing that at 4K.
But they did them so fast in the original that in the theaters and in early, of course, the first time I had a copy.
Before they had digital.
The first time I had a copy of Ghostbusters, It was on VHS.
Exactly. Before digital, it's not as noticeable.
Yeah.
But again, the better quality, the imperfections there, but nevertheless, trust me, the kiddies out there, it holds up and is worth watching. Okay. Don't call me old. Back in my day, trust me.
Right.
Go watch trust me, I urge you, before you see this, go watch the original. I mean, look, it's not a bad movie on its own per se, but it's you're just not really gonna get the full impact of the movie if you don't know the original, if you haven't seen Ghostbusters for whatever weird reason. If I'm just assuming you're too young, all right? If you're around my age even, You don't really have an excuse. You just hate movies if you don't like it.
Yeah. And it's interesting. It would be
Kidding,
interesting.
of course.
It would be interesting to hear from people who didn't see the first Ghostbusters and don't really have an idea about the first Ghostbusters, how they would like this. Judging this on its own, trying to take myself out of the original Ghostbusters universe, I'm not sure how I would rate this. It's okay, it's fun, it's pretty good.
It's fun.
But within the Ghostbusters universe, and based on the first one, it's just outstanding. I mean, it's wonderful.
And I have a few nitpicks here and there. I mean, I thought, like I said, almost a little bit too much of a rehash of the like storyline of the first one for the most part, but at least it kind of made sense to why they did it that way. I'll put it there. And I thought when it came to like some like scary scenes of jump scares, I thought that was kind of overdone a little bit, a little exhausting there, like jump scare.
You could always, as I say, pick fly poop out of the black pepper.
Well, nitpick,
by
I'm just saying, and nothing's perfect. There is stuff,
I mean, you have to let go. You have to let go how these kids get so used to this equipment in the car so fast. You know what I mean? Like in 10 minutes, they're
how's a 12? How's again from the trailer? How's a 12-year-old girl even lift something like that able to use it?
I mean, they do set up that she's a genius and all that, and that these things have never run out of power since the 80s. That's fine.
Oh, and by the way, the new characters, trust me, you'll love them. You'll love Phoebe. I think she was the highlight of the new characters.
She was wonderful, and I don't know if anybody watches Young Sheldon on CBS. This was the girl genius that was in a couple of episodes, and she's outstanding in anything she does. This
who played her older brother? He's one of the kids in Stranger Things. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's Mike from Stranger Things.
Yeah, he was really good.
He's about 15 years old here. They introduced some new characters. The setting in the old dying town with a lot of closed stores and faltering economy. You've seen this kind of setup in a lot of films before.
You see it from the trailer,
and it's perfect for this.
You see from the trailer. What's that character's name? The glasses, the We Got one.
Oh, that's it's Amy Potts is the actress. And the character name escapes me, but that's wonderful.
Yeah, she's in the actual actress. She's in this as her character. We got one.
Yeah, she's terrific. She's also in Young Sheldon, by the way. She plays his grandma. That was a great, almost cameo. She's not in it that much, but it's really good to see her as part of the original crew.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and by the way, for those afraid from the trailer that blob ghost you see from the trailer, and we'll just tell you this just to ease your minds. It is not Slimer, 100% not supposed to be Slimer. It's not some poor redesign. It's a brand new ghost, and you know what? And also, that ghost grew on me. I thought it was a cool addition.
Yeah, it was. And it plays a significant part in the plot.
He does too, yeah. So let's not get into spoil territory. But yeah, he's a cool addition, and you get some cool nods, like you saw from the trailer. That like zombie-looking guy who was in the taxi,
and of course, as a fan of the original, you're gonna lose your mind when they start up Echo One, when they start up that Ghostbusters mobile for the first time, and the kids riding it through the field. That is just a great scene. And really brings back memories for those of us who, like me, saw it in the movies when it opened, or like Zach, who grew up watching that when he was a small child.
I've seen this so many times growing up. One of my favorite movies of all time. And seriously, it's like I said, if you don't like Ghostbusters, I'd say, well, you're probably not that into movies. This is what I gotta say. I mean,
yeah, it's a good fun time at the movies. It has a satisfying ending. Some great sentimentality, a lot of great action. The CGI, of course, is perfect these days. They can do anything, and and again, seeing the actors from the original, really, really great.
Oh yeah.
And I'd love to know what was done, what was behind the scenes in getting these actors to agree to do this, because a lot of times
especially,
it's very hard to get actors back.
Yeah, I don't want to get too much spoiled territory, but one in particular. I'm just wondering how did they get this guy to come back?
Yeah. One thing's not to spoil it, because anybody who checks IMDb knows who's in the film. But you'll see. Highly recommend Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's a great night at the movies.
Yeah, if you like the original, I can't see why you won't like this. I mean, and maybe a lot of you may not be in love with the movie. Hey, that's fine. You know, we have our opinions of what we're expecting and what we want. But chances are you're going to appreciate this, right? And it's like I can say this. If you're going in with fairly low expectations, which I admit, even after the good trailers, I was still a little skeptical, maybe. As skeptical as the Bill Murray character in the first one about Ghost. But you know what? I think it was better than I expected. It really was, and this is worth it. And really, if you're a Ghostbusters fan, if you're a big Ghostbusters fan and you haven't seen it yet, go out, check it out. And well, okay,
Yeah,
final verdict.
Not to be missed.
Final verdict time.
Yeah, I would say if I'm judging this in the Ghostbusters universe, and the first one is a 5 out of 5, and this one's a 5 out of 5. I'm judging this as this type of movie, you know, because there's been a lot of action, adventure, comedy, sci-fi since then. Yeah, I'd say it's going to be a 4 or so. But in the Ghostbusters universe, again, it delivered. I loved it. It's a perfect companion to the original.
All right, so it's my channel. So for my verdict, score that you will see in a second. For me, the way Papa had just put, it averages out to about I'll say 9 out of 10. And a very strong 9. So definitely go see this. You love Ghostbusters. Trust me, if not love, at the very least, you will like this.
All right.
Okay, so
this is Papa Ed.
This is ZacBandicoot. And be sure to look for our first ever review of a TV show. I also say it's Squid Game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's Squid Game. We're gonna review our first series. Can't wait. It should be uploaded the day after this upload. So, this has been ZacBandicoot. Till next time, go see Ghostbusters Afterlife, and